going on, guys? So today, something a little bit different. Now, I'm sure you guys know that as a YouTuber, a lot of companies contact us on a regular basis and want us to review their product. And unfortunately, 99% of the products that come are garbage. So you guys don't see me review them. What I do is I literally weed through all the stuff that I get sent. I see if it's useful to myself or to you guys. And if it's not, it literally just goes in the garbage. A lot of, like, you know, code scanners and tools and things of that nature, they'll contact us, they'll send them out, and you look at them and you're like, you know what, not worth making a video. If you guys buy it, you're going to be disappointed, and then you're going to be disappointed in me for reviewing a piece of garbage. But every now and then you get something that's actually pretty cool, and those are the things that I like to bring to you guys. So today what we've got is, if you notice, we're sitting in my X5. We got a code scanner from a company called Ancel, and I will put all the links in the description to where you can buy this and everything else. But this is an OBD scanner, and fortunately this is a relatively inexpensive OBD scanner. I think this one retails for about 70 bucks, but it was sent to me for the purpose of the review, and I actually like it a lot. It's got a lot of really cool features to it, and if any of you guys are Subaru guys or Nissan guys, GTR guys, whatever, you'll know what a cob access port looks like. Well, this system basically kind of mimics what an access port does, with the, obviously without the ability to tune things. However, I find that this thing has actually been pretty useful. I've been testing it out now for a couple of weeks just to make sure that it's on point and where I want it to be. And we'll go over it in a second, but this one is cool because it's got full OBD functionality. It's got some other functionalities that we'll go through and I'll show you guys. But the best part about it is that you can literally connect to this thing via Bluetooth, and you can read all of your codes, you can read all of your engine data, and the best part for me is a lot of these cheap code readers do not read accurately with German vehicles. Now, you guys know, I own a lot of German vehicles. I also work on a lot of German vehicles, and to have something that is small and compact that I can take with me when I'm trying to diagnose a German vehicle is great. And fortunately, you'll see as we go through the features of this thing that it actually works really well with German vehicles, especially the older ones like this 2001 X5 that we're sitting in. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take you guys and I'll show you, you know, the main very basic features of it, and then we'll go through some of the functionality of it, and then we're going to go through the Bluetooth app, and we're going to show you some of the cool features that this thing has. All right, guys, so here's the unit itself. This is the Ancel BD310 code reader. And again, like I've said in the past, guys, these inexpensive code readers are actually not scan tools. These are code readers. These will read codes, read data, read information, but you do not have any bidirectional control. So that is one thing you have to take into account when you're spending 70 bucks on a code reader. But what's cool about this one is, like I said, I'll show you the basic functionality. You can see the wire running right there that goes to the OBD2 port. And then this unit itself is actually magnetic in the back right here. And you can just stick it there. And the nice thing about this is you have all of your OBD functionality. Now, unfortunately, it's not touchscreen, but for 70 bucks, what do you expect? You've got OBD2 scanning technology, meter, which is basically just monitoring all of your relatively important data through the course of, you know, different gauges and meters and things of that nature. Then your IM readiness, which is all of your emission stuff. And then, of course, the setup for the tool itself. Now, we went ahead and set this up already for Fahrenheit scale and pounds versus, you know, it's set up for the imperial system versus the metric system. So, functionality-wise of this unit itself, we do have, I'll get it out of Bluetooth mode. We do have our OBD2 stuff, which this will automatically scan what type of system your vehicle is using. So we're going to let that go through right now, and it scanned it that quick. So now what we're looking at is, let's see if I can get you guys a little bit closer here. We're looking at right now is this car has no codes right now, so you can see DTCs in the ECU is 0, ignition is spark type ignition, the protocol type is ISO. So we are going to hit OK. We'll hit OK on the ECU, and then you have all your normal functionality stuff. Erase codes, read codes, IM readiness, your data stream, your freeze frame data, evap system test, and vehicle information. So if we scroll down to, let's just see our data stream, it is actually going to load up all the different PIDs in this particular ECU. Which, now guys, this is something that a lot of the other systems don't do very well. A lot of the more inexpensive units, they do not do this very well at all with German vehicles. So we'll start this up, and you'll see that we got a load number. Our engine coolant temp is 127. Short-term fuel trim, long-term fuel trim, RPM, vehicle speed, spark advance, intake air temp. I mean, we have everything here, and it is all reading in real time. We've got O2 sensor values. We have all kinds of stuff in here that we can utilize. Fuel system A, open loop, closed loop. It's got everything, guys. So for a very inexpensive code reader, this thing is absolutely amazing. So now we got that. We've got all our freeze frame data, which there's probably nothing in it. Yeah, it does not have any freeze frame because we don't have any codes. We've got an evap system test and vehicle information. Let's see what it comes up with that. So we've got our calibration IDs for our ECU. We've got all the calibration verification numbers, all that stuff. So if you need that, if you're replacing an ECU, you can get those numbers. And then your typical read and erase codes. Now, right now, we've got current DTCs, no fault codes, pending, no fault codes. And guys, I don't know if you're noticing this, but this thing is actually pretty quick. You're not waiting a whole lot for this to go like some of the other cheaper scanners. So now that you know that it's got your basic, you know, OBD2 functionality, we can show you the meter aspect of things. All right, so it's going to read the system again. And once we're done with that, now we have different styles of meters. So right now you can see RPM. Now, one thing I wanted to show you guys is that with this particular scan tool, or not scan tool, I'm sorry, code reader, it actually responds pretty quickly for being OBD2. You get pretty decent response out of it. Now, most of the ones that I've tested that you guys haven't seen, you step on the gas and 4 or 5 minutes later is when everything actually updates. Yeah, so basically in this screen you've got your vehicle speed, which we're not going to test because I'm not going to drive, film, and try to operate this thing at the same time. You know, safety first or safety third, whatever it might be. But if you hit your down arrow, you can see that you've got a multitude of different data PIDs. Engine coolant temp, throttle position, which also, again, updates very quickly. Your intake air temp, V-power, I'm not sure what that's all about, but it's not applicable in this application. Then we've got vehicle speed versus RPM in a graph style. We've got load versus throttle position, and back to our vehicle speed and RPM. Now this is super cool, but it gets even cooler. Let me push this button on the side right here. And what this is going to do is it is going to go into Bluetooth mode. So we set it into Bluetooth mode, and now I'm going to grab my phone and open up the Ancel app, and we will be able to see how good this actually is. So we go and we open up after we drop the phone. We go and we open up the Ancel app that you can download. And then we are going to connect to our Ancel unit. And this usually takes a couple of seconds just for the Bluetooth stuff to come to life, but here we go. So now the coolest part about this one is we have a dashboard feature that shows any setup of gauges that you want. And you can see as we step on the throttle, we get pretty good response. And we've got vehicle speed versus engine coolant temp, and then there's a whole bunch of different gauges you can set up. You see I started playing around with it as you got, you know, normal gauge here and then your average gauges here. But as we step on the gas, we can see that even though this is Bluetooth, it operates pretty quickly, which was a big surprise for me because most of these things do not operate quickly. There's such a delay in the time between when it actually updates that it's useless. But this one is pretty good. Then of course you have your diagnostics. This will actually go through and scan the car. It'll tell you how many DTCs, how many pending, and how many permanent. You can clear codes with this. You can do all kinds of stuff. And we also have a monitor feature where it'll go ahead and it'll detect all of your IM readiness stuff, all of your emissions related stuff. So your misfire monitors, fuel system, catalyst monitoring, O2 sensor monitoring, EGR monitoring, all that stuff is in here. And it will tell you whether it's supported, not supported, finished, unfinished, and that'll give you an idea of when, if not, you can take it to emissions. Now you have a little trip odometer that you can play with, and also what I thought was pretty cool is these little performance tests. Now it will do acceleration testing, 0 to 60. It'll do, I believe, may do quarter mile. I haven't tested that aspect of it yet because it's kind of hard. Then you also have braking tests. You have distance that you've covered over the test. So it's pretty cool. It's got a lot of really neat little stuff that utilizes your phone for that. Then you have DTC lookups. Now this is super important because you can input a DTC here and it will give you the definition of that DTC along with certain aspects of how to find it, how to look for them, maybe where you should go to start troubleshooting that issue. You have a little flashlight function, battery check, so we can see our battery voltage. We can see minimum voltage, max voltage, engine off voltage. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with that particular setting. EVAP system, it's got a bunch of different tests that you can do there. So for instance, in this BMW, you can't really do much with it, but in other cars you can. And then of course there is this entire transmission set of data PIDs. So guys, there's just a ton. I mean, it would take me forever to go through all this stuff with you, to go bit by bit, but take my word for it as I drop the camera. Take my word for it that this tool is the first one that I've actually received from any company that has been worthy of me reviewing. At $70, this thing is super, super inexpensive. It's a great little tool for the money. You can stick it to your dash, like I said, with this little pad that comes to it, just sticks right to it. And you can monitor data as you're driving without really taking your eyes off the road. Or you can log it in your phone and you can handle all that. Or if you've got like an iPad or something like that, or an Android style radio in your car itself, then you can have all this stuff displayed directly on your radio. So if you've got an older car and you've got an Android based radio, you download the app on Android, and now all of a sudden you have a complete info center for every aspect of your car sitting right in your dashboard. Then you can take this, plug it into the OBD, you can hide it somewhere under the dash if you really want to, connect it via Bluetooth, and you're golden. You have something where you can monitor your car at all times. So yes, I highly, highly recommend picking up this product if you're in the market for an OBD2 code reader. This thing is incredible. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed that review. Like I said, you know what, we could go in depth on these reviews and it would take hours and hours. So I tried to hit all the main bullet points of this particular unit. Again, it's called the Ancel BD310. I will leave links in the description to everywhere that you can buy this thing. Like I said in the past, guys, I don't like reviewing things. I really don't, unless they are absolutely 100% useful for myself and for you guys. If I feel that it's something that is worthy of your time and mine and our money, then I'll review it. And this one by far is definitely worth it. I've been using it now for a couple of weeks. I actually lent it to a friend of mine, had him use it in a car that he's trying to troubleshoot an overheating problem with, and it led him right to where he needed to be to figure out why the car was overheating. So it has been a great little product, but I'm gonna go now because I have more work to do. I wanted to make sure that you guys knew about this cool little device, and I wanted to get the video out there. So next video we got coming, we got some really cool stuff from Tycon Industries that I'm gonna show you guys. So we got some more welding content coming up on the next video, which should be coming out in the next few days. Also guys, please shirts are available. I ain't got my Matco shirt on now, but more Fab shirts are available. I will also put that link down in the description. We are on a pre-order right now, which means that we are pre-ordering these shirts, then we're going to send them out for print. Once they go out for print, it'll be a couple of weeks till they get out to you guys. So we are looking at roughly, like I said in the other video, 3 to 4 weeks. We'll get the shirts out to you guys. So please, if you want to support the channel, if you want to support what we do and you like what we do, then go down in the description, click on that, buy yourself a shirt or 10 or none. Whatever you want to do is fine. But it helps the channel for sure. So, all right, guys, I'm going to stop babbling because this video is long enough. I will see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned for some more welding content. We're going to have fun with the next one. We got a lot of really cool stuff that just came in from Tycon, and I'm excited. So have a great day, everybody. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next one.